Hey, it's all about quality, not about quantity. Right? Let's get back to another round of Brewsday Tuesday with Drez and Big Nate.
Oh, bottle cap on the floor. Look at that. Screwed that all up.
No, mine's on the floor too.
Big Nate, K Dawg with you. Another round of Brewsday Tuesday brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store Cider Edition. And round three because we were having so damn much fun. This one is, of course, if we started with Potter's Creek Craft Cider, we've now moved to the biggest game in town, I think. Outside of maybe like Angry Orchard, Bold Rock, Virginia staple since 2012 has been consistently. Oh, of course, Bold Rock, not in Virginia. I'm wrong. It's Lakewood, New York. But that being said, they are the biggest game in town, and they've released tons of cider over the years. I think my first ciders were one of Angry Orchards and then one of Bold Rock's. And Bold Rock has the India pressed apple, which is a dry cider. One of my favorites, one of my staples. If we're doing ciders and I'm looking for like something like a session, I go with that. I've got the Bold Rock Imperial cider, which is the biggest cider I've found in a very long time. 8.2% ABV. It's a smooth and bold Imperial cider blend. They don't tell you what's blended in here, but I'm wagering it's going to be several different kinds of ciders. And we'll find out more about that. Of course, you've got a Bold Rock option over there as well, which is what led us here. Peaches.
Yeah, I've got the seasonal berry peach. It's a hard apple cider blend with peaches and blueberries. 4.7%.
Now, what season would you think that should be released in?
I think when I think peaches, I think like spring.
I think spring for peaches. I think spring for berries. What's the expiration date on that? I'm going to make you look. I'm making you do some homework here or some desk work, really.
April 23rd of 2025.
Yeah. That just hit store shelves because fall says berry peach.
Yeah.
Blackberry pie, one of my favorite things in the world. I have it on the 4th of July. So are they late to the game there? I don't know. Berries, peaches, you can't go wrong. We'll see how this cider works out for us. Speaking of things working out for us, there's a little concert announcement here recently that I think you and I, of course, we did have a little bit of an inside track. We did know before announcing it because how do you announce something without knowing? Yeah. I mean, Metallica, Pantera, Suicidal Tendency is going to be at Lane Stadium May the 7th. How do you feel?
Well, for starters, I think since I've been working here, this is the biggest announcement we've made in the closer to 3 years now that I've worked here. And even if you're not a huge Metallica fan, having them in your backyard in Lane Stadium where they've been the theme song for the Hokies for how long now?
20 years.
Yeah. I mean, it's something you just can't miss.
So my feelings on it were this. First and foremost, obviously Metallica, one of the biggest rock metal bands of all time. Pantera were always a staple for me, but Suicidal Tendencies, I will never, ever get a chance to say that Suicidal Tendencies were within 20 miles of my house before now.
That's also very true.
And I am just absolutely dying. I mean, yeah, Metallica is very exciting. It's awesome. They're going to play the show at the 50-yard line in the round. That's cool as hell. Pantera, of course, would be much better if Vinnie Paul and Dimebag were still alive. I think a lot of people feel that way, but you still have that legacy. But Suicidal Tendencies, vastly underappreciated. That's the band I'm most looking forward to. And I think I'm probably the only one in the New River Valley who feels that way.
Well, that and all the way around, no matter if you're fans of them or not, it's a show you're going to enjoy. Because how often, one, can you say you've seen these bands, and two, in Lane Stadium, going to a concert in a football field in Blacksburg?
So my point with that is we've got your chance to win tickets at the next tailgate show this Saturday, but we've also got a bonus chance for you to win over at 1053thebear.com. It's something that we sat on for about a week because we couldn't tell anyone. And
It was hard not to tell people after we found out.
I mean, last Wednesday night, going to bed, just knowing what was coming. It was like a kid being ahead of going to Disney World or like trying to go to sleep on Christmas Eve. Like the excitement, the anticipation, and of course, everyone's been vastly excited. People have been coming out of the woodwork. People I haven't talked to in years are texting me, and it's like, I've got a new phone now. I don't have your number. Who the hell is this? Are you running into the same boat?
Yeah, I think me, you, and Drew is all last week when the Thursday it was when it first announced. Everybody's phone was blowing up, and I'm like you. People I haven't heard from in forever saw it on Facebook or something like that, and they're reaching out.
So the solution, don't text me, don't message me on Facebook. I've got the same guarantee to tickets that you do because this show is going to sell out.
Yeah, 100%.
It's Metallica in Lane Stadium at the 50-yard line in the round.
Because you've got all the current students, you've got every alum wanting to come see this. It's going to be a packed stadium.
So your best bet at tickets is to keep an eye out on the tailgate show, see exactly, when you got to get out there and be ready to spin the prize wheel or do whatever we're doing that particular week for your chance to win tickets, and register online at 1053thebear.com. Now, you only get one entry on 1053thebear.com, so make it worth it. Do it. Put on your Metallica shirt. Do your dance to the rain gods or the luck gods or whatever you've got to do. Sacrifice a bat. Metaphorical bat, like a baseball bat.
We're getting into the Aussie realm now.
But you have the same chance that we do of seeing this killer show. But we're all very excited for it. So that's something worth mentioning. We're also excited about cider. How's that berry peach treating you?
Well, if you've had a Bold Rock before, you can tell it's Bold Rock drinking it. To me, the peach doesn't really come through as strong as the apple and the blueberry. The peach is very much in the background. And that, I was expecting more peach. So that's kind of brought it down for me a little bit, but it's still pretty good.
Okay.
I don't know how you feel about peaches and blueberries.
Blackberry cobbler is
that's blackberry.
One of my favorite things. Peaches, I like the fruit. I particularly love like a can of peaches. I can't say that the peach flavoring is my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
So then you might like this. It's a little hidden.
Okay. Well, we'll absolutely see that. What are you giving that on the Untapped scale?
In my opinion, with the lack of the peach flavor, I'm going to give it a 2.75.
Ooh, rough. So I've got this Imperial cider sitting over here. And we're going to come to my problem with Bold Rock. The problem I talked about in round one, when you start to use artificial flavors and you use a lot of sugar to substitute flavor, you're going to create a product that is not doing gangbusters. People are going to buy it because people like sugar and substitute a flavor. I already know that this is going to be heartburn. I love the high ABV. It's an easy drinker. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not, of course, there's sugar in it. Your brain's conditioned to think, but the flavor is not fully developed. High ABV gives it bonus points, but this is a 2.5, the Imperial cider.
I'm along the same lines as you. That's one of my issues with the sweeter alcoholic drinks is because you drink a little bit of it and then you don't want any more.
Yep.
I think with the low ABV, they're meant people to drink one after another. But for me, if it's a certain level of sweet, I just can't do it. I get a few sips. I'm like, nope, that's it for me. I don't have the heartburn issue because I'm still young, but
your time's coming.
But too much sugar, and it's not appetizing anymore.
100% agree with you. Of course, he is K Dawg 105.3 on Untapped. I'm Big Nate Danger. I think that's going to do it for our cider edition, but Kyle has some ideas for the future, so we're going to have to get you back on here in a little bit. We'll send Drez on a little trip.
We'll give
whether or not he knows. Yeah, that's right. We're going to give him a vacation. Of course, it's always a distinct pleasure when you come on here. It is, in fact, your turn to wrap up the show because it is your show this week.
Yeah, I'm about to head on out the door. I think Nate's heading home too. He's been here a little longer than he's used to. But JT is coming up next for Just Tunes, and for Big Nate, we'll catch you all on the flip side.